Hi, hello and welcome from wherever you join me today. Yes, it's me again, Jim Black from the Three Hats Stage Media channel, trying to bring entertaining content media to all the world's stages. This is a Pause for Thought edition, where I review one of my favourite movies and see what messages we can take from it and how we could use those insights in today's busy lives. All the movies I review come from over the past several decades, some you may know and some you may not. They all come from a book or screenplay, have a great cast and a fabulous soundtrack. As you can see from the lightbox just to my side, today's movie is no exception. It's from 1995 and it's Babe. It comes from a book by Dick King-Smith and it's adapted for the screen by George Miller and Chris Noonan. George is also responsible for the Mad Max later series, as well as Happy Feet. There's an all-star cast. You've got James Cornwell. He plays Farmer Hoggett, and you'll know him from things such as I, Robot, The Green Mile and The Young Cardinals. The voice of Babe comes from Christine Kavanagh, and if you'll go back far enough and you can remember cartoons such as Dexter's Laboratory, she was the voice of Dexter, and she was Chucky in Rugrats. The supporting cast is Magna Sabansky. She plays Esme, the farmer's wife. You've got Hugo Weaving. He's the voice of Rex. Miriam Margolyes. She's the voice of Fly. And the story is narrated by Roscoe Lee Brown. He's got a great voice, and you may remember him from Soap and Falcon Crest. So I ask, is it right that doubt and fear can be conquered by a kind and steady heart? And if you never forget, you can do it. Let's get right into this movie and find out. Do you ever look at everything you've got and wonder how you've got this far? After all, we've all got plans, hopes and dreams, both at work and at home. But what we want and where we want to get to is often affected by the people around us who have their own thoughts and ideas. That's what makes society such a great thing. But it can also bring doubt and fear to many of us. And a lot of us suffer with that at certain times in our lives. We're shaped from an early age, from very young. Our parents influence things. Our friends, we see what they're doing. We're taught things at school. We see and hear other things in the world around us. But is this who we are? Or are we being shaped in the eyes of another? After all, our parents and these other people know better, surely. The movie follows Babe and Farmer Hoggett. They regard each other. Something passes between them. It's not normal for one, but it might be normal for somebody else. It's a great story, and we're going to follow them through the movie and see if they can change the minds of others through what they do and say. They help each other out in different ways and believe that the impossible is possible to do. Let's get into the movie review and find out. We start the movie with Babe. His parents are sent off to pig heaven, and him being the only one left, he gets given to the local fair as a prize for their day. It's a guess the weight competition. And guess what? Farmer Hoggett wins Babe. Back at the farm, Babe arrives. What will all the others think of him? After all, he's a thoughtful pig, and he's got a mind of his own, because it's not been moulded and shaped for him by anybody else. The animals around him, the cows, the dogs, the sheep, they've already been moulded and shaped. But Babe's a free spirit, and he doesn't know any different. Will Babe become Christmas dinner? That's what Esme wants, but Farmer Hoggett's got different ideas. And luckily for Babe, he's not Christmas dinner. And luckily for Farmer Hoggett as well. On Christmas Day, some rustlers come to the farm. Babe knows there's something wrong, and while the family are all having their festivities, Babe goes out of the farm, which he's not supposed to do, and chases off the rustlers. Farmer Hoggett's really pleased with this, and as a result of that, takes him out with him to the fields every day as a reward. He notices something. He sees Babe talking to the sheep, although he doesn't know he's talking to them because we only hear the animals talking. Obviously Farmer Hoggett doesn't, because that'd be a bit mad, wouldn't it? Are you following? He realises at that point that something's different about this being, and he must try and do something to find out what. So he sets about trying to train Babe to become a sheepdog. Strange, but, you know, it just shows that anybody can be anything if they put their mind to it. After some time, Babe starts to do things. Round up the sheep, split them up. You know, all the things that a sheepdog trial would encounter. So Farmer Hoggett decides to put Babe into the local sheepdog trials in a few weeks' time. Babe can only do this because he knows all the animals on the farm, and people like Ma, who's the oldest sheep, the wise one, she tells the others that he's a nice chap and they should listen to him. So, you know, if he says split up, they do. If he says go in the pen, they do. When Babe first got to the farm, he was taken in by Fly. She had puppies, so she agreed to look after him because he was on his own. Like I said, all the other animals found him cute, and he was just such a nice pig. Rex is not happy because, after all, sheepdogs should round sheep up and pigs should just be pigs, know their place. Obviously Babe doesn't know his place because, like I said, he's a free spirit. As we're getting towards the sheepdog trials, Babe's allowed into the house because Esme, the farmer's wife, has gone away. The cat, however, doesn't like this, and he upsets Babe enough for Babe to run off because he tells him all the truths that the pig should know in the first place. Farmer Hoggett can't believe it. Babe's gone. He's going to be entered into the competition and it's coming up very fast. What are we going to do? There's rain, there's thunder, there's lightning, there's really bad things happening outside. But where could Babe be? They search everywhere. And eventually Rex finds him and brings him back. Farmer Hoggett tries his best to get Babe back to where he should be. A healthy, happy pig, but he obviously doesn't know what's gone on. There's one of those movie scenes that's really good in this movie, and it's where Farmer Hoggett decides to keep Babe warm, wraps him up, puts him on the settee, roaring fire, all that sort of stuff, throws the cat out because he's a bad cat, and he puts some music on, If I Had Words, and starts to dance and jig around the farm, in the kitchen, in the living room. And the next thing we know is Baby's up, eating again, drinking again. So all is well. A few days goes past and it's the sheepdog trial. There's more trouble. The committee, and we all know what they're like, they decide that they shouldn't have a pig being a sheepdog. But after all, they can't find anything in the rules, so they allow it to happen. So we get to Babe's turn, and we're in the auditorium, or the arena, and things aren't going to plan. The sheep won't do as they're told, because they don't know Babe. So what will happen? Rex has to race home to try and find out off Ma why that won't be. Ma tells him, and Rex races back again. He whispers to Babe, and this is where the alarms go off, the spoiler alarms, and I can't tell you any more. All I can say is that the end of every story is the beginning of a new one. If you want to know what happens, well, I'm sure many of you already do, I suggest you watch the film or read the book. Will all work out, or won't it? You'll just have to wait and see. What we should take from this movie is that the impossible is possible. And you will have days of darkness and fear and doubt, but hopefully they'll pass. You're going to be up, you're going to be down, you're going to be happy, you're going to be sad. You've got to try and live at the happy times, and at the sad times just contemplate and reflect and see if there's anything that can change, that can turn it all around for you. And maybe sometimes you'll think about Babe and what he achieved. And always remember, you can make it if you never forget. The trivia in this movie is really good. Did you know that James Cornwell only took the part because when he read the script, he had 171 words and 61 of them was singing. But once he'd taken the movie, he realised that he was on screen more than anybody else in the whole movie. So he really had his work cut out, just on acting alone. Did you know that 48 Yorkshire pigs were used in the making of this movie? The reason being that piglets grow very fast. As I told you before, the voice of Rex is played by Hugo Weaving. If you watch the movie, you'll see that the son-in-law is played by Paul Goddard. One's Agent Smith and one's Agent Brown in the Matrix series. Bet you didn't know that. The final bit of trivia I've got for you is that we see Rex running back to the farm. There's some electricians, they're doing some work. And when he runs back again to the showground, you'll see that the name of the electrician is Dick. It's written on the side of his van. And did you know that the fairground where they do the sheepdog trials is called the King Smith Fields? Yes, it's a tribute to Dick King Smith, who wrote the original book. The music in this movie is really good. You've got Camille Saint-Saëns, Organ Symphony No. 3, and you've also got Randy Newman, who wrote That'll Do, and it's performed by Peter Gabriel. And there's a really good clip on YouTube at the 1996 Oscars with them both performing it. The other bit of music that's in it that Farmer Hoggett is singing is by Yvonne Keeley and Scott Fitzgerald, and it's If I Had Words. And if you listen to it very carefully, you'll also notice that in it is the Organ Symphony No. 3 by Camille Saint-Saëns. I hope you've enjoyed this movie review. If you want to know where my thoughts and inspirations come from, please click the links in the bio below and they'll take you for a closer look. If you'd like to join our community, please do so by subscribing, and if you want to know when the next one's uploaded, hit the notification bell. Comments are always welcome. If you leave one, I'll do my best to get back to you as and when I can. And I've been Jim Black for the Three Hats Stage Media channel for this edition of Pause for Thought. See you very soon.